Alright, we're watching Nua playing Ana on Circuit Royale. This is Platinum 3. I think it's console, not totally sure, based on mouse movement, but Platinum 3. And this is what they said. Recently got back into Overwatch 2 after a long break from the game. I used to play a lot of Overwatch 1. I got to around high diamond on support back then. I feel like I'm doing good, but I can't win games. I'm currently sitting on 39% win rate on Ana, but 72% on BAP. I'm less worried about mechanics as I believe those can be improved passively. How fundamentally different is Overwatch 2? Have some concepts changed from Overwatch 1? Yes, the game has actually changed significantly since Overwatch 1. I think the number one thing, and this is a big complaint in Season 1, is supports need to peel for themselves because there's no longer an off-tank to help you out. So supports are under a lot more pressure. And number two, because there's no off-tank, supports can also apply more pressure. So Overwatch 1, you could get all the way to like even GM and Ana, primarily just healing your teammates. In Overwatch 2, it's nearly impossible. You pretty much have to be dealing damage whenever you have that downtime to get even sniffing close to GM, right? Probably even to get out of Diamond, you probably need to be doing a considerable amount of damage as Ana. Like a lot of the mechanics are still the same though, right? Obviously, landing good grenades, trying to grenade the enemy, sleeping, saving sleep for high value targets, that stuff all the same, right? Nano instincts, all the same. Let's take a look. By the way, I know you said that you have 39% win rate on 72% of BAP. I don't know how much playtime this is, right? So if you're like talking about like maybe like a couple hours of playtime, that's not a lot to stabilize to know. I mean, it sounds like your BAP is in fact better than your Ana, but I don't think that's going to hold as time goes on. I think the numbers will get closer to 50-50. Definitely shouldn't eat that Fire Strike. I mean, I think it's pretty sloppy to eat that, and you could have died to a fall of like Hanzo Arrow or Ash Shot or whatever. So I like the damage that you're putting in here. Obviously get super low. I think this is like seems like a very small mistake, but it's gonna end up being a really big mistake. So as you're shooting, you notice you're actually gonna be drifting backwards right now. Sorry, I'll go back a moment later here. So you're drifting backwards away from the edge, and as a result, you're going to lose LOS. See right here, you should have been moving forwards, not backwards, right? You should be going forwards to the left to make sure that you have LOS of your Sigma and your Rhine. And this small thing, right, would have allowed you to keep healing your Sigma versus having to jump forward now, and now you're late on this. And the Rhine was literally one hit away from dying. Let's see if you could have gotten that extra hit. Yeah, see? Moving away from the edge, literally one more hit and this Rhine dies because Sigma did a good job walling off, shielding off his team. So one hit there would have been enough. So just like a little thing is just maintaining LOS. All right, so your Sigma's low here. You reload, you step up. Yep. I don't know that you needed grenade there. I know it seems like you need grenade. I think at Plat, sure, you throw this grenade. I think at Diamond, you don't throw this grenade. Your Mercy's already healing your Sigma, A, and Mercy, with the recent changes, heals a considerable amount when they're below 50% health. Number two is the shield is up, so the Sigma's not going to take any range damage from this way. Number three, the Rhine is super low and shielding, so the Rhine's not dealing any damage. So it's very unlikely that the Sigma's going to die quickly here, like, and he's not even, below 100 health. You probably have time to just go up and just start healing him, like with darts, and then look to throw a big nade, like right here. And for example, if you didn't toss that nade, like imagine right here, you toss your nade at the Rhine, he's dead, fights one immediately, right? Like instantly, you throw the nade here, it's over. But the fact that you throw the nade here ends up you kind of lose out an opportunity. It's less a mistake per se, and more as a missed opportunity. You probably haven't seen my other video, but I do another video where I talk about like deserving to win, deserving to lose. This is a great example of like a zero moment, right? A zero. So there's +1 for deserve to win, -1 for deserve to lose, and 0 for like even, right? Where 50-50 chance. Throwing a grenade at the Sigma is a 0. I understand it. I see why you did it. It makes sense to me, but it's not the right call. You throw the grenade at the Rhine, that's a +1 moment. And you single-handedly turn this fight right now, which buys your team another 30-45 seconds of time off the clock. Because he didn't need it. Right? You do a good job healing your Mercy here. You go for a sleep to take pressure off your Sigma. I think that's okay. I don't feel like your Sigma's actually in danger in this situation. This is another sleep that like you land it, but like, does it really matter? I don't think so. Right? Like, it doesn't create an opening here for your Sigma. And your Sigma is he's not even in swing range when you slept him. Like, he would need at least another, like, half second, 0.5 to 1.0 seconds to get close to your Sigma. Also, your Sigma's already being healed by the Mercy, and you can heal your Sigma too. So I don't think you need that sleep right now. I just don't think that's, like, great value out of that sleep dart. Then you're going to back off this angle completely, which I sort of understand because you're like taking pressure, but then this wall goes off. And because the wall goes off, now what do you do? You know? And now you're super screwed here. You could try to shoot your way through the wall, but I mean, like, it'd be really hard to do. I think it's 250 damage per segment. Like, it'd be really, really hard to get through that by yourself. So all in all, like, I don't think you should have been. I don't think you should have dropped, especially with your Ashe still up here and your Sigma still up there, and knowing there's a Mei. I think you should have stayed high ground. Like, stay here. You could even have stayed here because they're not doing a great job pushing you off high ground. Right, play to the left if you need to. Right, use this cover. I think you had some options here. I think you abandoned your Sigma too early, and as a result, your Sigma dies. And of course, you could have won that fight by simply killing the Rhine. Alright, so coming up here, your Sigma's got D.Va for some reason. Good grenade. Right, you land that grenade. I would just try to kill the Rhine, right? The D.Va right now has a considerable amount of health. It's hard for me to count, but I'm going to guess she has like 400, 500 health. Yeah, 438. Right? The Rhine's not going to kill a D.Va quickly, right? Swing. Every swing's 85 damage, right? Swing, 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 swing. Like, it's going to take a while for this D.Va to die. When you see this, you know you're going to land the grenade. Start shooting the Rhine right away. Don't even worry about healing your D.Va. Just start shooting the Rhine. Right? You could have easily shot 2 darts into the Rhine by now, and he would be nearly dead, and this boost would have gotten the Rhine super low. Suzu still would have happened. He probably wouldn't die there, but that's the better play than just healing your D.Va. Now to heal your D.Va. Unfortunately, she lose mech. Not much she can do about that. Yeah, they die. I mean, again, nothing you could really do in that situation. Alright, sleep. Yeah, Ashe alive. Your aim's pretty good. Definitely don't feel better than Plat, I would say. Alright, D.Va's going in. So, you nano here. This is not the best, not the worst nano. I think the issue here is that I would have nanoed before the D.Va started boosting. Because now that you nano her, like, you see how she's pulling up right now? And so, she gets nanoed here, and because of this, she's going to land a lot farther away than she wants to be. The D.Va with nano does not want to be here. She wants to be here. Like, this guarantees a kill, basically. Here, good chance that people just run away from her. Do you see? Right? Like, you see she's too far away right now without boost to be able to do anything about it. Now, if you made the call out, right, if you used comms and you're like, hey, look, I'm going to boost you and D.Va did this, then, you know, it is what it is, right? But I'm assuming that you're not going to use call outs here because she's definitely not expecting this nano. And as a result, she's just not able to make good use of it, so this nano ends up getting wasted. Right? It would have been fine if the D.Va knew. This is a good job breaking LOS on the Mei wall. You know, I think it was like the generally right idea, but the exact micro timing when to do it was the wrong call. Right? Because ultimately, you see over here, the D.Va's not actually creating any space. Right? Mei ulti goes off, a good sleep. Can't kill. But I think you're ultimately going to lose this point. So you should step back right now. Not a good sleep. Right? Again, I would just save sleep because the Rhine still has charge, right? He has other options. Like, this sleep right here is not going to do anything. Even if you sleep him, the D.Va is either going to wake him right away or they're just going to keep moving the cart and the Rhine's going to wake up and rejoin them. Okay? Don't spam sleep darts. Every sleep dart, you must have like a really good reason why you're using the sleep dart. Just sleeping the Rhine for a few seconds when there's not even a real team fight right now because you're down a couple players, not a good idea. So, I think good-ish grenade, right? Because you see the D.Va's looking, but the problem is if you threw that grenade, you should have stayed to the left so that you could hit somebody, right? Even one dart on someone here could get a kill. But at least it forces out Suzu. You're stepping forward right now, which is a really bad idea. So Rhine Shatter's going to be coming. As a general rule for Rhine gets Shatter every 2 fights. Okay? Did you see him Shatter in the last fight? You did, right? You saw him Shatter over here. So I would assume that, but you sort of had one fight here with the Mei ulti and the one where he died, and it kind of reset. So this is like fight 1.5. I would assume the Rhine is getting close-ish to Shatter right now. You do not want to be playing in the open. Okay? At a minimum, you should be playing here, but realistically, in this position, I think you'd be playing here or here. Okay? Or even all the way back here if you really wanted to, but I think this is probably the ideal spot right now. See, now you don't have sleep to deal with this. It kills your Cassidy as a result. Again, this is a great example of why you shouldn't waste sleep. Yeah, see? Like, if you had sleep there, no problem. Rhine's feeding. You should have gotten that kill. Yeah, missing that dart's big. Yeah, see? It's a good grenade on the side, but now you've gotten way too close. Ryan just swings in and kills you. For the record, you could have stopped this as well. So shot right there, right after your shot, do sleep to animation cancel it, and then do another shot, and then you would kill this Ryan without dying. So just from a mechanics perspective, not so great. Shatter goes off. Good grenade. Good sleep. Oh, you should. I would have hit scan or scoped right there to make sure Mercy doesn't die. All right, Mercy lives amazingly. Not a lot you can do in this situation. Yeah, you get walled off. What could you have done differently? I mean, I think that you stepped up here to try to save the Mercy. I think I understand this. I think your D.Va... Oh yeah, I mean, you just get walled off. D.Va should have come forward to save you, but there's nothing she can do right now while in the way. So, yeah. Just tough there. You get rezzed into this. Very bad situation. Just nade. I mean, what are you going to do here? I would have stepped forward right now, because there's no point retreating, right? There's 5 people here. You're not retreating. Just stay on card and buy a couple more seconds. Alright, you're coming forwards. Evil Bomb goes off. You nade. I don't think it was a great nade. I think you should have done that nade deeper or just saved it to wait for a better opportunity. Alright, Ryan's shield's broken. Right idea for the sleep. Should have angled it a little more to the right. Ash being crazy aggressive. So I think you're way too wide of the corner right now. So you decide, hey, am I either playing here or I'm going to be playing over here? And if I'm playing over here, I can't be standing right here. I have to be standing in the doorway, which is probably a bad idea, or like over here or over here. So I think you're going to get stuck here because you think the team is going to move up here and hold that next corner, but your tank's not here yet. So you see, Ryan's just showed up now, and now you get shattered. So I think from a game sense perspective, you should just read the situation differently. You see your Ashe pushing forward, and you think of her as a tank, like, oh, she can hold this space, but then realize, no, wait, she can't hold the space because she's not a tank, and then you get shattered here, and this costs you the win. Because if you had been alive right now, like, imagine that instead of playing here, right, you play over here, right, Shatter goes off, you sleep the Rhine right now, you nade your team, then you nano your Rhine, and then you win the fight. Right? So yeah, just can't be eating tank ultimates. I think that's probably one of the most common skill checks for getting from Platinum to Diamond is just tracking enemy tank ults at a minimum. Alright, nade. Yeah, good job healing Mercy. Yep, alright, go back. Yeah, you're doing a good job like checking, be like, do I need to keep healing her? You're not tunnel vision, which I like. Alright. So until this happens, you should be throwing the sleep right now at the Mercy. Right. So unfortunate, but Cassie is on it. I would have thrown this grenade. 2, 1. Yeah, it's tough. It comes out like just a little after when I would have thrown it. So that nade's bad. Right? I knew it was off target the moment you chucked it. I would have either thrown it directly at the Rhine or just. Oh no, this is a terrible shatter. Did not need that shatter at all.
Your path leads only to loss. Trust me.
Yep, good job. Just trying to farm nano right now. So, has it been 2 fights? It has, right? Because you had the previous shatter, so yeah. So you should know Ryan should have shatter now. So you should think, hey, look, I got shattered last time. I don't want to get shattered this time. I really need to play a corner. Like, this is not a safe spot for me to play. Like, I have to go further back. I know it's tough because your team is playing over there, but at the minimum, might be playing behind the cart. Because if you get shattered over here, Ryan's going to either have to double fire strike you or charge around the cart to kill you. So, this is a good purple right here. Yep, great. Ryan's dead. He's definitely going to shatter for the next fight, would be what I'd be thinking. You should heal your Cassidy. No, you see him. Right? You can see he's critical right now. This is a mistake. Especially once the Rhine dies, your expectation should be moving forwards, not backwards. I think you can peek right now. Like I would have been a little more aggressive to peek while the Rhine was dead. Now the Rhine's back, I want to play back again because I know Shatter's 100% coming right now. Yeah, see. I understand, like, you step forward here because you want to shatter, but like, or you want to nade, but like knowing that shatter's coming, I just play back here, right? It's not a big deal. Like this nade's not as important as making sure that I don't die here, and then I can sleep shatter after it happens, and then nano my Rhyme to counter. Oh boy. Okay, well that's a good nano. He made good use of it, all things considered. Yeah, what are you gonna do in that situation? You throw, you shoot the tire. You could have naded and killed it, but it's tough. Good news is your team's doing well without you. Great. Yeah, I think your overall uptime is good. I would say mechanically, you look better than Platinum. Like if you told me this is a diamond game, I would not be surprised. It's probably these big single instance errors, like getting shattered, for example, that are costing you, and like having a bad nano. I don't really have a lot to say. Like for your level, I don't have a lot to say like mechanically that you're doing wrong. Spamming sleeps a little bit. Oh, that was a really good charge. You should have naded right away. Okay. You never know when people might get saved there. Like Coalescence is a great example of something that can actually save them. So I would nade and just make sure to burst them down and save their life. Obviously, there's no actual Coalescence in this game, but like by force of habit, like knowing where the Zarya was, it's totally worth it to chuck a nade to confirm her death. Because the Zarya dying guarantees you're going to win the fight. Virtually guarantees you win the fight. Yep, tag the junk here. Yep, he's low. I would even, honestly, in this situation, I would even chuck the nade. Once he walked me, I would have chucked the nade here, and potentially have forced out a kill. Right? Because I know he's very, very low right now. I know the Mercy's healing. Chuck the nade here. Splashes, maybe it kills him. Even if he doesn't kill him, maybe it forces him out of cover, and then maybe I get the kill. Right? Worth the risk right now to have it down for the next 11 seconds or whatever. So shouldn't be grab here, so I'm not worried about grab. Shadow goes off. I think the issue is this time you're too far back, right? I think you should have been playing, like knowing they don't have Shatter anymore because they're running Zarya, and they're not gonna have ring gap. I would be playing this corner to make it easier for you to nade and follow up on this, because now you're way too far back. All right, so pretty good steamroll there on defense. Like you ended up holding it well in third. Obviously had a bunch of trouble until then. All right, offense. I wouldn't scope here. I would just unscope and just run up while shooting from the hip, because like why scope this far away to shoot a Rhine shield? You know, like you don't need to scope to shoot. Just run forward, like shoot to get to the card, because you gotta get the card moving as soon as possible. Every moment the card's moving, right? That's time that you gotta have happened one way or the other. And if you were on the cart, you could have saved your Ana right there, or Ashe. Yeah, doing a good job keeping your Rhine alive, but so right here, when the Rhine starts aggressing, I would have thrown the sleep. But I think the Reaper's going to kill your Rhine no matter what. Alright, resetting. I would not stay in the open. Alright, good job. I would even sleep there. Yeah, because he's coming in behind your tank. Yeah, their Rhine is throwing. Great. Yep, your job, stay in cart. Yeah, just want to make sure it's just you on cart. So I would definitely feel comfortable. I would step up right now. When he gets slow, as soon as he's critical, I'm leaving the cart. Forget the cart, right? If the Rhine dies, the fight's over. Immediately start running up right now, right? So I think you have two options. If he stays to the left, you can come in this way. Otherwise, if he's backing up like he is right now, I probably would go swing wide to the right and then chuck a nade. Right? I think you should already have been here, chucking the nade. I don't think you could have saved him in time, but that would have been the correct response. And now you just get out. There's nothing you can do here. The most important thing is not to stagger. Alright, so you do a good job retreating. Reaper's up top. So you recognize now the Reaper's definitely been a problem for your tank, so just try to help your tank out a little bit, right? Force the Wraith out, poke out the Reaper, right? You have sleep and nade for him as well. So this is the second fight, I would assume. Your Rhine is already shattered. I would assume their Rhine has shatter. So you should not be playing here, right? Ideally, like playing behind the car right now would be fine, right? Even potentially the left door, but I think car here is best. I think you're playing too far forward and you're going to get shattered. He blocks it, great. Ugh. So when this goes off, great block. So now that your Rhine is purple, the correct target to be shooting here is the Reaper, right? The Reaper does way more damage than the Rhine, not to mention the Rhine is actually shattered. So the Reaper is the one you should be shooting at right now. Right? Shooting darts into your purpled Rhine is not helping your case at all. Oh boy. So when that Reaper goes uphill here, as he's wraithing, I would have ran up and I would have been chucking a nade into this corner, which would have been really, really big. Right? You had time to throw that nade, but now it's probably fight's over. Yeah. Maybe winnable. Oh, yeah. Ryan's a beast. Yeah. Oh no. So you see the Mercy? That was your job right now to shoot the Mercy. Shoot the Mercy, nade the wall, like anything right now to help prevent this res. Your Widow did not need your help nearly as much as your Ryan needed the help. I would still be looking for a big nade here. Yeah. I think he missed the right. I would have gone for a sleep dart there because he was fire striking, so sometimes they get a little lazy. Sleep dart there would have been really big, would have resulted in the kill. Now the sleep dart's no good, right? Because even if you sleep him right here, he's gonna immediately get woken by a hammer swing. So great value. Shatter goes off. That nade obviously hits nothing. Like, don't throw these like dream nades where you don't even see what's around the corner. Like, take a second to recognize like what's actually there. Good nade. So I would assume Ryan is shatter soon. Right? Every second fight. So I want to roll this back a little bit. So the Ryan is low. I do not want to throw the grenade at him. I want to throw it above him, like above and behind him to splash. And if you land that nade, then Ryan dies here. Like Ana is such massive value in the Ryan versus Ryan. Like so much of it is less about your Ryan play and more about your play. Like you do the right things and they get screwed up. Yep, great purple. Ash drops. Yeah, immediately I would zoom here. Forget the tracer. Kill the Ash. Like I feel like you're way too worried about the tracer here. She's clearly shooting at your Ash. I would just scope and kill the Ash right now. Like you see your start covering, not the right call.
Much better.
It's all pretty regular. Alright, let's see when the Tracer goes after you. Tracer comes after you. You nade. I think the nade is a little early, and ideally you want to nade yourself and the Tracer. Unfortunate. The Piercer Kiriko just missed that headshot. Or wasn't even trying for it. So, they've shattered already, so you don't have to worry about shatter this fight, so this positioning is fine. You do have nano. Your Genji's far from Blade. You pop Pulse here, which is interesting. Good purple. Yeah, I think this is a fine sequence of actions. Oh, you should pocket. I think your Ryan kind of misplays it. I don't know why your Ryan is playing so defensive after he gets nanoed. I think he thinks that he might have Shatter is the only thing I can think of, right? See, like, why is he shielding right now? I don't think this is on you. I mean, I think you could have saved people here maybe, but like besides that, I think your Ryan should have been more aggressive. So Tracer's gonna be coming for you in a second. Nope. Not interested. Right idea of nade. I think it's a really hard angle to land nade. I think you should just die right now. I think you should just stand still and die. You don't want to stagger yourself. I think the real question is, did you really need the nano your Ryan there, or should you just save for Blade? I think, let's actually rewind that. So, he's walking in right now. I don't think I nano here, because the Ryan's already low. You know, I feel like we have the advantage. I think I would save nano right now, because it's really hard for Ryan to kill the rest of their team, because he can get kited so easily. You know, I think that's the wrong call to nano here. I think you should have saved it for Blade. Or for like a more desperate situation where your Ryan was like gonna lose the fight. But it looked like your Ryan was gonna win that fight even without nano. Like when they nanoed their Ryan, I can understand nanoing that. Like especially if you don't have sleep or something, but you did have sleep. So I think, yeah, I definitely think that saving it for Blade was the right call. Alright, great. I would still think that they should have Shatter here. Now he blades for some reason. Oh, they're rezzing behind you. Oh my god, I can't believe you dodged that. Yeah, that's fair. Yep. I think you did the best you could in that situation. Oh, you're losing two. Unfortunate. Alright, we gotta reset this again. Don't need that fire strike. No. This is okay. I think the problem is I would think is like they're very spread out. I can already tell from the positioning. Like obviously we have the replay, but like knowing where people normally play here, like the rest of the team's gonna be so far back. The only thing your Rhine can swing at is their Rhine, and that Rhine can easily be kept alive by double support. I don't think I want to nano the Rhine here. So I'm seeing such a common theme. I think their biggest problem is who and when you nano. I would rather nano the Cassidy here because the Cassidy can melt people, right? He's two-shotting people with two body-shotting people with nano. Which is going to be way more consistent than your Rhine trying to swing in here. I think your Rhine is just playing for space versus like trying to get kills, and it's understandable because I think it's really hard for him to get kills in this situation. Yeah, so that's gonna end up costing you the game.
Next time, say please.
Yeah, because like right now it's still 3 on. Well, the tank's dead. Oh no, this is big. Okay, so the tank is dead. So you should recognize. Okay, Mercy's gonna res because you haven't been looking for that all game. She's resing within field of view. A sleep dart here probably wins this. Yeah, a sleep dart here on the Mercy, then you pocket. Right? Ryan goes kills or deflects the tracer, charges the Mercy, and then you win. Yeah, not dealing with a Mercy here is also a big problem. I don't blame you for missing that sleep. Like I don't think it's a reasonable, consistent sleep to hit. Backing away here doesn't make any sense. It's overtime. You have to step forwards. Okay, so I would say 3 things. Number 1, I think your overall mechanics look pretty good. Aim certainly feels better than Platinum. I don't think that's an issue at all. I think your positioning is okay, and probably is, if it's pulling you up, it's not by a lot, like maybe like high plat. I think your nades are generally good enough. I would say for low diamond. I think your sleeps are not as good, probably mid to high plat, not as good. I think your nanos are what's really holding you back for sure. Right, and that feels like low plat-ish level, and that's kind of what your biggest problems are. Just identifying like, do I even need to nano to win this fight? Number 1. Number 2, who should I be nanoing in this situation, and can they actually make use of it? Right, the first Diva nano, like I felt it right away. I'm like, I wouldn't want to get the nano in this situation as Diva with like half my boosters gone, not expecting it to be there. Right, if anything, you should nano her before she did boosters, so she recognized, okay, I have nano, I can go for backline. But all the other nano, like there's like pretty much every nano is like kind of wonky in some way or the other, especially on the Rhine versus Rhine, where the Rhine can't actually do anything except swing another Rhine who's pocketed and then a nano is used. And like technically it's even, but you don't want to be playing games to be even, right? You want to nano for advantage, and understanding like, hey, if I nanoed the flanking Cassidy, for example, that would have given you way more value. Right, you see your Cassidy coming out of the left. Like, this is not the right time to nano, right? He just charged in, right? He bumped the other Rhine back. He can't do anything with this nano. Versus if you just nano the Cassidy, like as he stepped up over here, Cassidy kills everyone. He doesn't even need this. You know, he just goes up and shoots everybody and kills them. Alright, cool. So I think that covers it, right? We talked about overall mechanics we're expected to be. Number 2, we talked about like sleep, just not spamming sleep is a big one. I would definitely highlight that. I think there's a few times where you could have slept. Number 3 is positioning, trying to understand when to be more aggressive and when to be more defensive. Oh, tracking tank ultimates, right? Not getting shattered, that's really big. I think you adjusted more as the game went on, but like you shouldn't get hit by any of them ideally, unless you're the only target. If you are getting solo shattered, so be it. But you definitely should not get group shattered. And then finally, most of all, nano target and timing. Okay, cool. I'm gonna stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.